Welcome to Flourish, where we explore how to nurture, coach, and inspire children for success and let their genius blossom. I'm your host, Diane Planadin, and today is all about insight, perception, and wisdom, which, to be honest, have one thing in common, a similar meaning. It's your intuition, your personal senses that can be drawn upon from various methods. And some people, well, they look for a quiet space, somewhere they can reflect and relax and take time and think, and it provides them with the insight they're looking for. Others, well, they try it through yoga or Tai Chi, where honestly you can really feel your body, breath, and spirit connection. That can provide a lot of clarity of insight. Then for some, it's a walk in nature, a bike ride, or simply sitting on a park bench and watching the world go by. I would suggest that any of these methods, and you might have your own, your own form of meditation or thoughtfulness, which brings you insight and your intuition to the surface. So think about, what does that mean to you? You know, Nicholas said to me the other day, meditation is medication for the soul. I thought, oh, wow, I love that. I hadn't heard that before. And he was actually quoting a spiritual master, Rajinder Singh, and there's also a book of that. So I'm going to order that. I'd really be interested in reading more about that. And he was quoting this after introducing me to Yoga with Adriene on YouTube, which, wonderful channel. And I hadn't done yoga for a very long time, and since we are still a little bit in self-isolation, I actually had time to give it a go, and I'm going to say I really am going to make it my goal to keep it up. So thank you, Nicholas and Adriene, for reintroducing how wonderful yoga is. And it literally led me to the inspiration for today's show about insight. And Adriene has a quote from Lao Tzu. He's an ancient philosopher with, well, a plethora of inspirational writings and quotes. But one of the things he says is, life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. That only creates sorrow. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. That quote really resonates with the insight you can gain through moving naturally forward. We need to all keep moving forward. And when he says it, it has this peaceful feeling. And here's another one, okay, because I really got into it. At the center of your being, you have the answer. At the center of your being, you have the answer. You know who you are, and you know what you want. That's the type of self-empowerment that people are seeking. And they seek it through meditation, through yoga, through being one with nature. And they seek to move forward as a result. So what do you do to decompress, to relax, to have thoughts? Really have some thinking time to regroup, find your inner peace, gain some insight into what really matters. like what really matters. And I'm going to throw in a little twist here because I really want to emphasize how important, as humans, people in general, imprint on one another, and especially children. We really imprint on children, and sometimes without even knowing it. Because, no one is born and wants to grow up to aspire to be a loser. So why do people say that? Oh, you're a loser. No one wants to have health issues, mental health issues, physical health issues. I mean, geez. I hope when I grow up, I'm going to be useless. Please, people, stop telling children they're useless, that they're a waste of space, that they have no purpose on this planet. You know how I feel about that. We all have a purpose on this planet, and it's our journey and responsibility to find that. So, stop it. Nobody needs to grow up with self-doubt. This is a twist because children and adults, adults, are berated all the time. I don't know if you've ever been to a fair, where you play games and rides, and it's sort of like Disneyland traveling across the country. But when we have fairs, there's always this one game, and it's called whack-a-mole. And you literally take a hammer, and this little chipmunk-looking thing jumps up, and you're supposed to whack it on the head, and you're playing this game, and you're whack, 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 whack. Whack that mole on the head. Jeepers creepers. We are not whack-a-moles, okay? And it feels like that when you're constantly whacked on the head, berated. Come on. Then we all need self-help, and we all need to pull ourselves back up again. Quit whacking people on the head, even with your words. Like, come on. But I'm going to suggest to you that we are born as a blank canvas. We are not born to be whacked on the head with negative everything, like everything. So you can either paint a picture that is positive and full of inspiration and joy and gratitude and self-worth, or you can paint on that canvas negative images, negative thoughts, criticism, yikes, toxic at any age. Toxic. You're using a toxic paint on that canvas. And I'm not talking about constructive feedback, because that's how we learn, that's how we grow. I'm talking about years of negative, because guess what happens? When people tell you, you'll never amount to anything, you're such a loser. I don't even want to say all those negative words because they're upsetting. The problem is, we start to believe it. Our brains start to believe it. It's like, really? Really? That's how the world sees me? No, it's not. Because the world can't see you. You can see yourself. And I did an entire episode on that you decide. You decide. Nobody else. Get rid of those negative people, negative energy. And, parents, I'm going to tell you, there's a reason children leave the nest early. They want to get away from you. Yeah. So, there's a reason people quit their jobs. They're getting tired of getting whack-a-moled every day. There's a reason. But guess what? There's something we can do about it. Because we know the reason is that with the repetition, that's how we build habits. And how we build habits is repeating negative. If you allow that in, well, and as a child, you you don't have the same choices. So let's nip that one in the bud, hey? Like, let's just do that, because if people keep telling you, you're ugly, you're a loser, you're not smart enough, you're not strong enough, you're not pretty enough, whatever, stop it. Those put downs, and I'm filtering a lot here because I know people say a lot worse things, even in the workplace, okay? We're supposed to be professionals, and yike, I'm not sure about that. Where did that wobbly foundation start? Did it start in your childhood? Did it start in the womb? I doubt it. You have a blank canvas when you're born. It builds over time. Because as a baby, you are not born with these thoughts. You are not born with self-doubt. No, you are whack-a-moled into it. Whack, 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 whack. Stop it. Just stop it. Because think about it. If we could change the mindset, what if we could actually lead at home by example? What if we could actually teach self-empowerment in the classroom? We would never need self-help again. And I'm going to tell you, this goes back centuries. It goes back through the ages. It goes back, I don't know, thousands of years. And history keeps repeating itself. Why don't we change that? That, for one, is a concept I can fully support. I would be the first one out there. You call me, you tell me, you just want someone to advocate, because what this boils down to is mental health, if nothing else. I am a strong believer in that, and I want you to know it's so difficult to have insight, to gain insight, inspiration, and listen to your intuition when you're under stress, when someone's constantly whacking you down, constantly. And that's why you need to reach out. You need to reach out to others for support. But please, don't forget about those tiny humans, because them, above all else, have the best chances and opportunities to change, to truly change. It's such an inspirational idea, and I'm going to put this into perspective from a quote from Maya Angelou that actually one of my followers reminded me of, because she was such a great poet. And I'm just going to read you the first part of her poem. It's entitled Alone. Lying thinking last night, how to find my soul a home, where water is not thirsty and bread loaf is not stone. I came up with one thing, and I don't believe I'm wrong, that nobody but nobody can make it out here alone. If you have a chance, continue to read the rest of the poem. It's quite lovely. But we are not alone, and we don't have to do it alone, because we're not born alone. So there is that support, and we can do it from ground zero, because we as a globe are going through unprecedented times. And let me tell you, we're all in the same level playing field. We all know now the grass is not greener on the other side. You are not missing out on anything. And you decide on your self-care. You decide how to nurture your family and how to let it grow and flourish. Be content with what you have. Rejoice in the way things are. When you realize there is nothing lacking, the whole world belongs to you. That's another quote from Lao Tzu, and wow, I mean, infinite wisdom. So remind yourself of who you are and what you are becoming. How are you imprinting on others? How are you imprinting on children and those surrounding you? Even if they're not your own children. Gain insight by looking within you and your intuition. It will grow and your inspiration will flourish. Build your self-esteem by accountability to yourself and those young, brilliant minds that are growing. Little baby geniuses. I know not everybody likes that term, but it's fun. You can't take yourself too seriously sometimes, but I want you to promise yourself that you will start. Start, and if you happen to stop, you haven't failed. You just stopped. So start again, and keep starting as many times as it takes. You have to build a better habit, a positive habit, no matter how old you are, no matter where in the world you are. So begin again and keep starting until you've committed to this new habit. You will gain the insight. Commit to yourself and your family. That you choose to believe in yourself. That you choose to believe in your children, your students, your people, your peers, your friends, your employees. Like, come on. You choose to have a positive mindset. This will lighten your spirits and bring your insight and intuition back to the surface. It really, really will. You are born with a gift. You are born with purpose. Life's journey is to hone and develop that gift as purpose changes within. Live life on purpose and trust that you have a clear intention, which will surface once you realize the answer is at the center of your being. And that's where you find your insight. And that's when you know what to do. Live well. I'll see you next week.